The bank representative's voice was soft, almost too kind, as she delivered the gut punch. All these cards are maxed out, Mrs. Harper. And they're all in your name. She slid a stack of statements across the desk, each page screaming with red numbers that made my head spin. I snatched them up, my hands shaking. This has to be a mistake, I stammered. Flipping through the chaos. I only have one credit card. I barely use it. Her eyes flickered with pity. According to our records, your husband added you as an authorized user on these accounts. Your signatures are on every application. She pointed to a row of scrawled names, close enough to mine to fool a glance, but off in ways that turned my stomach to ice. I didn't sign these. I whispered, the truth crashing over me like a wave. I've never even seen these cards. Her sympathy hardened into concern. Mrs. Harper, the total balance across these 5 accounts is $45,280. 63. They're 3 months past due. I couldn't speak. My mind raced, piecing together a nightmare I hadn't seen coming. Just 4 days ago, my husband of 13 years, Ethan, had packed a suitcase, pecked our daughter's forehead while I was out buying groceries, and left a note on the kitchen counter. Found someone who gets me. Don't call. I'll reach out about the divorce. Now, as the rep droned on about debt consolidation and bankruptcy, Ethan's betrayal sharpened into focus. He hadn't just walked out, he'd rigged the game to bury me. I'm Rachel Harper, 31. A part-time admin at a dental office in Portland, Oregon. Ethan and I met in college, young, reckless, in love. Our daughter, Lily, arrived a year after the wedding, derailing my plans for a healthcare admin degree. I dreamed of a career, travel, a life beyond diapers and deadlines. Instead, I juggled motherhood and a modest job while Ethan climbed the ladder as a software developer. All I wanted now was a steady home for Lily, her school routine intact, and a way out of this financial abyss Ethan had dumped us into. The thought of my bright, tender 11-year-old facing foreclosure or worse twisted my chest into knots. Driving home, my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Rachel, this is Tara. Ethan said you were controlling and bled him dry, but I'm seeing a different story. Call if you want the truth he's hiding. Tara. The name Ethan had mumbled in his sleep last month. The name I'd brushed off, desperate to believe it was nothing. My gut clenched. Whatever Ethan was concealing. This debt was just the tip of the iceberg. Back in college, Ethan had been my rock. Smart, driven, a shield against the chaos of my childhood with an addict mom. I'd craved stability, and he'd promised it with a 5-year plan, degree, tech job, house, family. I paused my nursing dreams for Lily, trusting we'd circle back. But Ethan's protection turned into control. He handled our money, doling out a tight allowance. He vetted my friends, calling them troublemakers. When I mentioned school, he guilt-tripped me. You don't want Lily raised by strangers, do you? I bought it, shrinking my world to fit his vision, ignoring the red flags, late nights, a locked second phone, the way he'd slam his laptop shut when I walked in. 2 years ago, I'd found a receipt for a ritzy Portland dinner on a night he'd claimed overtime. Confronted, he flipped it. I was planning a surprise anniversary dinner, and you've ruined it. Why can't you trust me? I'd apologized, swallowing my doubts. Now, with maxed out cards and his goodbye note, I still wondered if I'd missed a chance to stop this. I didn't call Tara right away. Instead, I picked up Lily from school, faking a smile as she rambled about her day. How do you tell your kid her dad didn't just leave but torched your future? While she tackled homework. I crunched numbers. $1, $800 a month from my job, $1,400 mortgage, plus bills and Lily's dance classes. It didn't add up. Then Tara texted again. I get if you don't trust me, but Ethan's lied to us both. I can prove it. My fingers dialed before my brain caught up. Hi, came a young voice laced with a faint southern drawl. This is Rachel Harper, I said, steadier than I felt. You texted about Ethan. Over the next 30 minutes, Tara, a 26-year-old graphic designer from Nashville, unraveled my marriage. She'd met Ethan online 9 months ago. Gaming buddies turned something more. He'd spun a tale of a miserable husband shackled to a controlling, spendthrift wife, me. He said you had gambling debts, she choked out. That you max cards. And he worked extra to cover it. Lies. He controlled everything. Now Tara had caught him in inconsistencies, found emails about siphoning our savings. He'd admitted creative storytelling when cornered. She sent screenshots, Ethan plotting to dump the debt on me, draining our accounts, isolating me from help. I sat in my kitchen, drowning in proof of his betrayal. The walls I'd built for safety revealed as bars he'd forged. Next morning, I dropped Lily at school, blinking back tears. Then came home to document it all: screenshots, statements, notes on Ethan's control. Divorce loomed and I needed ammo. But reality hit. No cash for a lawyer, no nearby family. Few friends after Ethan's slow purge. Desperate, I called my old college roommate Sarah, who'd kept reaching out despite Ethan's sabotage. Rachel. Her shock was palpable. Is everything okay? No. I confessed, spilling the mess. She didn't flinch. That manipulative jerk. I'm coming over tonight with help. Sarah arrived with Kate, a family law attorney. I can't pay you, I blurted. Kate grinned. Sarah's an old friend. This first chat's on me. We'll sort the rest. For 2 hours, she pored over my evidence, mapping strategies, contesting fraud, freezing assets, securing support for Lily. Hope flickered. Then Ethan emailed, my lawyer says you're liable for the debt as an authorized user. I've documented your refusal to work full-time. Take the house and all debts or fight me. Kate called it a bluff, but we had to act fast. That night, I dug deeper into our finances. Horror struck. Ethan had taken a $30,000 home equity loan 3 months ago, cash withdrawn in sneaky chunks. Our home, Lily's anchor, was leveraged to the max, with a payment due in 2 weeks. Mom, you okay? Lily stood in the doorway. Pajamas rumpled, eyes too wise for 11. I shut the laptop, wiping tears. Just grown-up stuff, sweetie. She sat beside me. It's Dad and money, isn't it? I heard you on the phone. He said you'd be sad because of financial stuff he didn't cause. Fury flared. He prepped her to blame me. He made choices that hurt us, I said gently. I'm fixing it. Her hand squeezed mine. Don't cry, Mom. I'll help. Days later, Ethan cut my phone off our plan, claiming I'd agreed to go solo. Another calculated strike. Sarah patched me into her plan. But his separation papers arrived next, offering the house if I took all debts, plus a measly $300 monthly for Lily despite his fat salary. He painted me as a leech who'd squandered our cash. Lies. But his paper trail was slick. Determination replaced despair. We need proof, Kate said. His control, the forgeries, find his slip-up. I chased bank footage. I wasn't at the equity loan signing. Begged my boss for more hours. Ethan had nixed overtime. And got Tara to swear he'd lied. Lily pitched in, lunches made, chores done. Even a lemonade stand netting $12 she handed me with pride. For the bills, she said. I hugged her, awed by her grit. Then a foreclosure notice hit. Missed payments. Ethan had rerouted to his new address. Kate found the bank tape inconclusive but notary-sealed papers damning. Had he used an imposter? A threatening text followed. Back off, or you and Lily hit the streets. His mistake, written proof of malice. 3 months post-exit, Ethan called, rattled. The bank's probing the loan for fraud. My accounts are frozen. What did you do? You did this, I said coolly. Come by tonight, 7. Meet some people. He balked but showed. Our living room buzzed. Sarah, Kate, my boss, Lily's teacher, Miss Carter, school moms, our neighbor, Mr. Chan, even Tara. Ethan froze. Lily stepped up, a hand-drawn community circle, map in hand. When you left, I listed everyone who'd care about us, she said, handing it over. Names radiated from us, friends, co-workers. Neighbors Ethan had tried to erase. You cut Mom off, but not me. They'd rallied. Sarah got me a full-time gig. Kate fought pro bono. Ms. Carter organized meals. Mr. Chin fixed my credit. Ethan's isolation plan had failed. You thought I'd break, I said. You were wrong. He slunk out, diminished. Lily hugged me. Told you I'd help, Mom. Through her, I'd found not just survival, but strength, a circle of care outshining Ethan's greed. Gratitude, not victory, filled me as we started anew.